Guys and girls, it's know it time!
Alright guys, so what we did before was something called a vertex form. The vertex form is given by y equals to a open bracket x minus p squared plus q. This is called vertex form. The reason why they call this a vertex form is I can look at this and tell you what the vertex is right away. That's easy. In math, it's never that easy. They always give something called standard form. Standard form. Standard form. And your standard form is given by y equals to, let's say this, there's an ax squared plus bx plus c. Before we did vertex form, now we're going to work with standard form. Standard form, look at this. There's an x squared here. Plus, there's another lone x. How do you convert this to vertex form? This is what I want to work with you today. For example, I'm going to give you an equation. Y equals to x squared minus 8x plus 5. Nothing too bad. Divya, is this standard form or vertex form? Standard form. The reason why it's standard form is this. Look, if looking at this, I can't tell you what the vertex is. You can't say that the vertex is 8 and 5 because it's not in the right form. So the question now is, how do you convert standard form to vertex form? Okay, how? And that's where I want to begin my lesson today. If I give you standard form, you can't work with it. You gotta convert to something called vertex form. And there's a special technique they use. They use a special technique called completing the square. How many of you did this before, completing a square? One? One person, too? Alright. Completing the square. Here's how completing a square works. I'm going to write down a lot of steps for you. I'm going to show you first, just get you an idea of how this is done, and I'm going to show you to write down the steps for you. Y equals to, so I'm going to write down my original way. X squared minus 8x plus 5. The first thing you're going to do is really put a bracket around all the x terms right now. So separate, get rid of the lone number. I'm going to separate everything. I'm only going to focus on the x. Because this 5 really is just outside. You only want to focus with the x. That's easy, that's done. Now, what you really want is this. There can't be any numbers in front of x squared. 0 numbers whatsoever. If there's a number there, you got to factor it out. But I'm going to show you that later. I want to teach you the basics first. So what we're going to do is look at the number in front of x. I want you to put a little circle around that 8. Okay? That's your key number. So what you're going to do with this number is we're going to divide this number by 2. So take 8 divided by 2, which gives you 4. Because 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, I want you to square this number. I'm going to write this all down for you, but for now, I'm going to give you the basic instructions. Square this number. Okay. The square of 4 really becomes 16. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite everything for you. Y equals to, again, keep your bracket the way it is. X squared minus 8x. Nothing changes. Now, we're going to use the 16. This is where it gets a bit tricky. We're going to write down plus 16 minus 16 plus 5. Would you agree that these two equations are the exact same thing? Because plus 16 and minus 16 becomes 0. So that's why these two brackets are the exact same thing to each other. So far so good. Here comes the next challenging part. I'm going to remove this minus 16 out of the bracket. And I'm gonna just draw a little arrow outside. Okay, bring it outside. I'll show you how to do that later, the proper way, but for now, let's just write it outside the brackets. X squared minus 8x plus 16 end bracket, because the minus 16 is outside the bracket now. Minus 16 plus 5. Okay. Guys and gals, I want you to simplify for me, please. Simplify this part. Minus 16 plus 5. Y equals to x squared minus 8x. See, nothing changes. Plus 16 minus 11. Back in grade 10, you were taught how to factor. I want you to factor this out into two brackets. It will work perfectly. How would you factor this out into two nice brackets right off the bat? 2 and 4? No, not 2 and 4. X minus 4 is one of them. X minus 4. Ooh, not x plus 4. X minus 4. How do you remember this stuff back in grade 10 when you have to factor? Really? Not a single person? You didn't do this in grade 10? We did, except it just went away. Like, bye bye bye. Y equals 2. Now, I'm going to explain to you everything in detail, but I just want to give you a glimpse of what a completing a square is. It seems super confusing right now. It gets better, trust me. So what I'm going to do is now look, x minus 4 and x minus 4, would you agree? I can rewrite this as y equals to x minus 4 squared, because x minus 4 times x minus 4 is minus 11. Hey, look, it's back in the vertex form. You can now go ahead and do exactly what you did before. You can find the vertex, max, min, and all this stuff. Guys and gals, this is called completing the square. I guarantee you only 90% of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you the steps now in detail. Oh, 1 to 16? I'm going to show you how to factor. So when you factor this out, two numbers multiplied together give you positive 16. Add together to give you negative 8. So which is negative 4 times negative 4. Because negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Okay? Positive, and you add these together to give you negative 8. But you guys are confused, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's write this down. Steps to success. Steps to success. Double C, double S, and you always succeed. These are my famous steps. 1. Place a bracket around your x terms. Place a bracket around your x terms. Very simple. Everyone can do step 1. Step 2. Step 2 is the most important step. If you screw up, it's because you screw up on step 2. I'm going to put a little star beside step 2. You must factor out whatever number is in front of x squared. Says you must factor out whatever number is in front of squared. That's a key step right there. Okay. Step 3. Divide the number in front of x by 2. divide the number in front of x by 2, then square it. It says divide the number in front of x by 2 and square it. We'll get a chance to practice this lots, don't worry. 4. Okay. Bring out the negative squared by multiplying the number in front of the bracket. The bracket. Okay. This is a key step also. Put a star beside step 4. There's 2 key steps. You can make errors either step 2 or step 4. 5. Okay. Bring out the negative square by multiplying the number in front of the bracket. Simplify. And factor. Let's write a bracket or apply the shortcut technique. I'll show you the shortcut technique. Guys, 5 key steps. We're going to try this as a class, and we're going to walk you together step by step and see how you would do. Let's say I have this as your question. Y equals to 2x squared plus 6x minus 5. Raman, is this the vertex form or the standard form? This is the standard form. I can't work with standard form. I know this is the standard form, look, because I have an x squared and I have an x. If you have an x squared and x in the same equation, that's called standard form. So let's follow my steps. And let's do this slowly. Place a bracket around your x terms. Go ahead, place a bracket. Okay. That's all we're going to do. Try step 2 on your own. It says, you must factor out whatever number is in front of x squared. Whatever number is in front of Hartej, what number is in front of x squared? The 2. So guys and gals, I'm going to underline this 2. We're going to factor that 2 out of the bracket. So we're going to go bracket, bracket. The 2 is outside the bracket now. I'm going to give you a few minutes to figure out what goes inside the bracket. What goes inside the bracket? Oh, you're going to have fun today. This is going to be decimal numbers. Actually, I'm going to make your life easier. Let's change this into 12. It makes your life slightly easier. I'm going to change that question to 12. So this will be, still learning slowly. Amar, what goes inside the bracket, sir? X squared, yep. Plus 6x is correct. Minus 5. Okay. Now some of you are saying, hey, Miss Snow, isn't it 12? The answer is no. Because when I factor out 2 out of the bracket, I'm dividing everything by 2. Hey, step 2, done. Step 3. Divide the number in front of x by 2, then square it. So look for a number in front of x, whatever the number is. Just Preet, what's the number in front of x? Ooh, no. What number is in front of x? 6. That's the number you're going to focus on. So I'm going to highlight that number for you. So that's the number in front of x. So guys and gals, take a minute, divide this by 2 right now, and square it. 9. So you're going to rewrite this as 2, open bracket, x squared plus 6x minus 5. Think about what goes in here. Go back to my old example. Plus 9 and minus 9 is correct. You gotta have plus 9, minus 9. We're almost home free. Step 3 is done. Step 4. I want to see how many you can figure out step 4 on your own. Bring out the negative square by multiplying the number in front of the brackets. The negative square is this number right here. That negative 9. I want to bring that outside. Okay? And to do that, you're going to multiply it by whatever number is in front of this bracket, which is a 2. So again, this becomes 2. Something goes here, something negative 5, and something goes outside here. Fill in the bracket and fill in my missing box for me. Okay, just take it nice and slow. Don't want to rush this. Manraj, what goes in this box? X squared. See, nothing changes. Plus. Nope, not 3x. 6x, because nothing changes, remember. Plus 9. Only thing that's different now is I bring this negative 9 outside by multiplying with the number in front of this bracket, which is a 2. Darren, what goes on the box? Sit there. Negative 18 is correct. Okay. No tricks. Very, very simple. I don't want to rush it. Guys, why don't we simplify right now and try to factor 2 x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 23. Back in grade 10, show me how we can factor this out. Okay. Two numbers multiply together to give 9, add together to give 6. How would you do this one? That should be negative 23. Because 2, no, remember, you got to multiply with the number in front of the box, which is 2 times negative 9. This technique is called completing the square. What it does is, two numbers multiply together give you 9, add together give you 6. I'm going to have bracket, 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 minus 23. X, X. Who haven't I picked on today yet? Jaspreet. What are my two lucky numbers? 3. You put a plus 3 and a plus 3. Because 3 times 3 gives you 9. 3 add 3 gives you 6. But this is still too messy. Let's simplify this even further. So what does this become? Y equals to 2. Since these are the same, I can write this as x plus 3 squared minus 23. Hey, easy? But some of you say, hey, Maso, there's a shortcut. What's the shortcut going to be? I can go from here to here in one shot. Here's the shortcut. I'm going to show you the shortcut right now. Shortcut. My original was y equals to 2 x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 23. If you're having trouble factoring, because some of the questions will be insane, you won't be able to factor just by looking at it. I know my final form has to be this, 2, and there has to be an x minus 23 squared. My final form always has to be this, no matter what happens. 23 stays the same, 2 stays the same. Here's the shortcut. You take the number in front of x, whatever number that is. You divide that by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you go plus 3. What if I give you this? Y. Let's say you worked all the way here and you get negative 10, open bracket, x squared plus 14, sorry, not plus 14, minus 14x plus 49 minus 20. What's your final form going to be? You can sit here all day and try to factor, or you can apply the shortcut. So your final answer is y equal to -10. Fill in my brackets for me, please. Okay, look at my final form. In my final form, everything stays the same. It's positive or negative? Negative. Hey, that's it. X minus 7. I don't need to factor. Factoring, really, you could, but I know the shortcut technique now. Because then once in a while you get numbers that you will be decimals. Try this on your own. I want you to solve this. Y equals to, haha, this is going to be fun for you guys. Good luck. -5x squared minus 70x. I want you to complete the square and convert it to vertex form. I'm going to pause it, let you try it on your own, and we'll see who's right. So once you put a bracket around the first two things, I like to put brackets because it separates things. I'm going to factor out something. And the key thing is, Jessica, what are you going to factor out? Ah, good. You got to factor out whatever the number that is. Negative, fractions, doesn't matter. You got to just gung-ho right through. -5 x squared. Jason, what goes after x squared? Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Plus what?
Plus 70x.
Oh, no, 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 no. 14x is correct. Not 35, because you're dividing by 5. Back to the drawing board. Guys, gals, that's step 2. Done. Now, I saw some of you did this. Some say, hey, mister, I'm going to use the shortcut right now. You cannot use the shortcut right now. The shortcut doesn't work until you do steps 3 and 4. So I'm going to look at the number in front of x. Okay, that's the key. Look at the number in front of x. And you're going to divide that number by 2. Take your time. It's not a race. So this is -5. Doot. And there's going to be something huge in here. Figure out what goes in there. And I'm going to pause it again for you. So here's what you should have. You should have x squared. See, everything stays the same. Plus 14x. What are my two lucky numbers that go in there? Plus 49 is one of them. Minus 49. The reason why is, if you're saying where did that come from? I take 14 divided by 2, which is 7. Then I square this. That's why they call completing the square, which is 49. Guys, gals, before I even do anything, there's one number in there that does not belong in the bracket. -49. So go ahead, get rid of it. Just huck it out. Bring them out, bring them out. Okay. Everything stays the same. See, I'm not touching anything else. If I didn't touch it, you leave it the way it is. Plus 49. Ah, what goes outside the bracket? This next one for it. Plus what? 245? How did you get that? Yep. So you go 49 times whatever that number is in front of the bracket, which is plus 245. Now, once you get to here, you can go ahead and apply the shortcut. You can't just apply the shortcut right away without, now, I'm going to watch my shortcut. -5. Don't forget there's the square here. Plus 245. Guys and gals, you can do this on your own now. X plus 7. The reason why? This is positive 14. Positive 14 divided by 2 gets you 7. From here, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and find the vertex, max, and min. That's all we're going to do. You cannot find the vertex, max, and min from the original form. You have to convert it to vertex form. So this is where you should shine now, because we did this over and over again. And of course, this is y equals 2. Sammy, what's the vertex going to be? -7 and 245 is correct. Ruby, what's your max going to be? Max is infinity? Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. 245. The reason why is, look at this. The graph faces downward, Ruby. So if your graph faces downward, there's a maximum. But your minimum really is negative infinity. Easy. Nothing too bad. So some people say, Mr. No, why is this so hard? It's not hard, guys. Try this. I'm going to give you some insane questions where this will really push you to your limits. Y equals to 1/2 x plus 3 minus 2x. I'm going to give you a hint. There's something wrong with this question right off the bat. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry, there's the square here. Now there's still something wrong. It's out of order. You got to rewrite it on your own. Have fun. There's so many things wrong with this. This is where you come in. I'm going to pause it, let you try this out. See, this question looks complicated because everything is out of order. I'm going to rewrite it in order for you. Y equals to 1/2 x squared minus 2x plus 3. Personally, I like to put a bracket around the first two terms because it isolates all the x's. Here is where people are going to get in trouble. Manraj, you're up. What am I going to factor out, Manraj? What number is it? The half. Good. A lot of you factored the half, and here's where some of you made boo-boos. Okay. You went x squared. What the heck goes in after x squared? That's where the error lies. Minus 1. That's where the error lies. It's minus 4x. Why? Ah, good question. I want you to grab your calculator out. Here's my calculator. When you divide, when you factor, it's the same thing as saying divide. So I want you to take 2 right now, divide it by 0.5. Okay? And you would see that it's really 4. A lot of people will think it's 1. That's where the error lies. You got to be careful about that because you got to divide 2 by 1/2. This now becomes plus 3. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did with you before. 1/2 x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 4 plus 3. Now, you should be able to figure out where I got these plus and minus 4s from. Guys, gals, one of these numbers does not belong, and it's really that negative 4 right there. Okay, drag it out. Say, you don't belong here. Get out. Out. Ah, nope. You got to multiply this negative 4 with whatever number's in front. What's the number in front of the bracket? No, you're multiplying. So go back to my notes. Step. Where is it? Right here. Bring out the negative square by multiplying. Okay. So down, down. So this now becomes 1/2 x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 3. And let me pick on a random student. Harsh. What's after plus 3? Negative 2 is correct. Because I went negative 4 times 1/2. Okay? 1/2 x squared. I'm going to use the shortcut technique. Oop, not yet. Minus 4x plus 4 plus 1. Once I reach up to here, I can go ahead and use the shortcut technique. Crystal, what's your final answer? Y equals to 1/2. Crystal, what is it? I'll give you a hint. Just all you're going to do is fill in this bracket right now. Close. Very, very close. Not plus 2. So you look at the number in front of x. This is a minus 4. So you divide that by 2. Minus 2. Guys, from here, you can do all whatever you like. Vertex, all that lovely stuff. But I think I'm going to give you some practice questions for now before I go back to this. So I want you to turn just to practice. There will be more questions later, but I want you to practice completing the square. We will continue on this in a second. Page 193. You're going to do number 3. Number 9. Number 10. They're all the same questions, so that's why I'm not going to do every single thing step by step. And number 12. Okay. That's all we're going to do for now. Again, this is called completing the square. It's a technique for you to turn standard form into vertex form. From vertex form, you can do your own work. And that ends our completing the square